I am a big fan of these ads. I think the animation is cool. I remember as a kid, commercial break would come on, and if these were in the commercial break, I stopped what I was doing and I stared at that screen. We're going to talk about the history of Raid as a product. We're going to get deep into the history of these commercials, and I'm glad you're here. Raid is made by the S.C. Johnson Company, which is one of the oldest family-owned companies in the world. They are still owned by the Johnson family, and they bring in over $10 billion a year. The company started in 1886. Samuel Curtis Johnson, he purchased a hardwood flooring company, and he realized that he needed to sell people more than just hardwood floors. He needed to sell them products to use on those floors.
Unlike other types of liquid wax, Beauty Floor gives your floors the shine with 9 lives.
He changed the name of the company to Johnson Prepared Paste Wax Company. Just rolls off the tongue. And then 1906, his son moves up and becomes a partner, and he changes the name of the company to S.C. Johnson & Sons. Until 1956, the company just stayed in one lane. They produced waxes for floors. But them releasing Raid in 1956 was a time for them to move away from the flooring products.
I was very surprised to find that many dead roaches.
Fact. Raid kills more roaches in 3 hours than Combat does in 3 weeks. The facts prove Raid Fumigator outkills Combat.
Right after the release of Raid, they rolled out several more non-wax products. They rolled out Glade Air Freshener.
It used to be when a can of air freshener said, for instance, Evergreen, you've got Evergreen. Well, Blade's changed all that.
Off the insect spray.
We filled this tent with 10,000 hungry mosquitoes and biting flies. But they're not biting me. I'm using Deep Woods Off.
As well as Pledge.
I love wood furniture. That's why I've designed and built furniture like this most of my life. This crib I made for my daughter when she was born. You know, the furniture I built, I always gave it rubbed-in paste wax beauty. But Johnson Wax showed me how to get paste wax beauty instantly with new Pledge.
This was all the brainchild of Sam Johnson, who was running the company at the time, and he thought big. More than 70 different formulas were tested and tried until they found the perfect bug killer to market as Raid. And then once this Raid was finished and it was ready to go to market, he took it to his father, H.F. Johnson Jr., and said, I need your approval. And his father looked at it and said, I don't know if we should have a product without wax. And he said, Dad, I can put some wax in there if you want, but it's not going to kill the bugs any deader. Now, the company did try to combine floor wax with Raid for a while with a product called Clear.
Now, a new kind of floor wax reflects the beauty of your room. It's new formula Clear from Johnson Wax with the shimmering new deep look shine.
It's the shiniest floor I have ever seen in my life. So this is the first commercial that aired for Raid. This aired shortly after the product came on the market.
New bug killer discovery from Johnson's Wax.
This announcer is Bob Lamond. He was the voice that you would hear at the beginning of every episode of Leave It to Beaver.
Starring Barbara Billingsley, Hugh Beaumont, Tony Dow, and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
This next one is animated by legendary animator Tex Avery. This also features Mel Blanc, probably the most famous cartoon voice man of them all, and he is playing both of the main characters. Take a look.
There, that's your final lesson. Now for your first meal. Get 'em behind the knee, boy. They hate that.
Yow! That's fun, Unc. But he said a bad word.
What's that?
Raid.
Raid?
Yes, Raid, house and garden bug killer for both indoors and outdoors. Raid hunts bugs down like radar.
They killed the kid. By the way, Mel Blanc was a third character in that. He was also the man that got stung and went, ow! This is a very good commercial. I love the look of it. It reminds me of like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Now he'll never return, no, he'll never return.
This jingle is adapted from the song MTA by the Kingston Trio.
Do that great mouse heaven, do that big piece of cheese in the sky.
He's gone to mouse heaven.
Raid Mouse Killer.
And for bigger problems, try new Raid Rat Killer.
The announcer for this one is Dick Tufeld, and Dick also was the voice of the robot on Lost in Space. All right, this next one is in color. It features a Dracula character who is voiced by Paul Frees, who you may know
Actually, we have 999 happy haunts here, but there's room for 1,000. Any volunteers?
Because he is the ghost host on the Haunted Mansion. Well, here he is as a Dracula bug.
These are your targets. On the neck, behind the ear, inside the elbow. Now good luck on your first solo bite.
Mission accomplished.
Excellent. Ah, look, a commemoration.
This was animated by Irv Spence, who was an animator for Tom and Jerry. All right, this ad features the iconic Raid bug style. This is the bugs that I love.
I'll call you later. It's a raid.
Raid House and Garden Bug Killer. Indoors or outdoors, Raid hunts bugs down like radar and kills them dead.
I win.
You'll lose.
Now, this style of bugs, this was created by a man named Don Pegler, who designed the look of these bugs, and they still use these today.
Are bugs taking over your home? Time to introduce an unwelcome guest. Raid Dual Purpose.
Now, Don was an interesting guy. He loved animation. He was inspired by a few different artists. His first influence, Jack Davis from Mad Magazine. I absolutely love Jack's artwork, and I totally see it in those Raid bugs. His other inspiration was an artist named John Huengarth, who did this style of work. The logo hasn't changed that much over the years. It was originally red, and they originally had that longer name. They changed it to that first logo, which I love. They then simplified it, which makes sense. And then they kind of did a little bit of that weird, zoom in, kind of the we're too hip to be Raid. But I love that they haven't gone completely away from their original look. Now, in other areas of the world, SC Johnson owns bug products, bug killers, that already had a famous name in their area. And so they didn't change the name of the products to Raid, but they did use the Raid bugs.
Bygone multi-insect killer kills bugs dead, protects your family.
In 1978, a character who was a parody of Raid appeared in Marvel's What If series. His name was Raze. He was a bug killer who wanted to kill all of the bugs on the planet. So what he decided to do was destroy the ozone layer so all life on Earth would die, including bugs. Now, he then had to fight against Man-Spider, and Raze, I guess, threw a bomb at him, but Man-Spider moved out of the way, and Raze exploded and died. Here's some parodies by Wacky Packages. This is Paid Killers, so you have an actual bug that's going to come out and kill humans. So this one's just like a foghorn. If you want your bugs to get all jacked, you can give them some roid. And sometimes when it doesn't work, it's rage. I want to show you some of the Raid items you could get. This is cool. It's a beach bag. There's some cool vintage bug mugs. It's a working Raid bug spray telephone. These were very popular. In the old days, stadium seats weren't very comfortable, so you would have something like this that you would carry by the handle and bring it whenever you went to a concert. Now, this is super cool. Look at this. This is a wind-up. You can get yourself a plush Raid bug. In 2015, the Museum of Broadcast Communications added the Raid bugs to their top 10 mascots of all time. They bumped out the Marlboro Man, who had been on there for a long time and obviously has fallen out of favor, and they joined the following legendary mascots. You've got Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Morris the Cat, who we've done a video about, Ronald McDonald, who we've done a video about. Heck, we even did a video about Snap, Crackle, and Pop. The Jolly Green Giant, Ernie the Keebler Elf, Charlie the Tuna, I've done a lot of videos about different mascots. I did a video about Mr. Clean, the whole canonical backstory of Mr. Clean. He was a small child, like Superman. He appeared on a doorstep and then just started cleaning everything. And then once he learned how to clean everything and was finally ready, he marketed his own product. It's a wild story. In other countries, he is not called Mr. Clean. He is Meister Proper. You can learn all about it. That video is right up here. Otherwise, YouTube says this one's best for you. And I'd love you to check out the second channel. Go subscribe to it. Lots of videos on there. I'll see you next time.